A company that makes phones just beat Porsche, not in a video game, at the Nürburgring, the hardest racetrack on Earth, the place where serious car makers go to prove themselves. And it did it on its first car ever. It put down a lap faster than the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT, a car that cost more than twice as much, 1,500 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, built by the same company that makes your phone charger. So either Porsche suddenly got lazy, or something just broke in the car world. And I don't think Porsche got lazy. Here's the belief most people still walk around with. Chinese cars are cheap copies. Golf carts, knockoffs you'd be embarrassed to park in your driveway. So watch what happened in June of 2025. The Nürburgring is a 14-mile monster in Germany, where every great car earns its reputation. And a production car, one you can actually walk in and buy, lapped it in 7 minutes and 4 seconds. That beat the record held by the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT, which made it the fastest production electric car in the entire history of the track. Now here's the part that should make you put your coffee down. That record-setting car wasn't built by Porsche, or BMW, or Ferrari. It was built by Xiaomi, a phone company, and it was the first car they ever made. And the numbers don't make sense for a first attempt. The SU7 Ultra makes 1,548 horsepower. That's more than almost any hypercar on sale today. 0 to 60 in 1.98 seconds. Quicker than your brain can register the push. Top speed north of 217 miles an hour. And the prototype went even further. It ripped around the Nürburgring in 6 minutes and 22 seconds, which puts it among the 3 fastest cars ever to lap that track. Any car, gas, electric, anything. These are not numbers a rookie car maker is supposed to hit. These are numbers that usually take a legendary brand 40 or 50 years to reach. And now, the part that turns this from impressive into a real problem for Porsche. The Taycan Turbo GT it beat costs around $230,000. The Xiaomi, in China, it starts around $73,000. Even where it sells for more, it's still less than half the price of the Porsche. So read that back slowly. A first-time car maker built a car that beats Porsche's best on Porsche's own proving ground and sells it for less than half the money. If you run Porsche, that's the exact nightmare you hoped was still 10 years away. And it showed up on a phone company's opening move. Now, I already know what some of you are typing. A single Nürburgring lap doesn't make it a better car. Let's see it survive 100,000 miles. And honestly, that's a fair hit. So tell me where you land. Does beating Porsche on the track impress you, or do you need to see it last 10 years first? Drop it below. Because the next part is the one that actually got under my skin. Everyone keeps skipping past the craziest detail. Xiaomi doesn't make cars. Xiaomi makes phones, earbuds, rice cookers, the charging brick on your nightstand. They announced they were going to build a car, and roughly 3 years later, that car was beating Porsche at the Nürburgring. 3 years. Porsche has been building sports cars for more than 70. So think about what just quietly died here. For a century, the thing that protected the great car makers was knowledge. The belief that a world-class car takes generations of engineers and mistakes money can't buy. A consumer electronics company just proved that wall isn't there anymore. The moat that protected the legends is gone. So how is this even possible? Because a modern car has quietly turned into an electronics product. Batteries, motors, software, chips, screens. And that is not Porsche's home field. That is exactly Xiaomi's. They already know how to build electronics at enormous scale, ship a new product fast, and squeeze a supply chain until the price drops. They took the phone playbook and pointed it straight at the car. in the one country with the entire electric car supply chain sitting in its own backyard. Now, let me be straight with you, because I'm not here to sell you a Xiaomi. One blazing lap is not the whole story of a car. Porsche still has decades of reliability, a feel right at the edge, resale value, and a badge people happily pay extra to park outside. A track time doesn't prove any of that, and the SU7 has had its own hard questions to answer. So no, this is not Porsche is finished. That was never the point. The point is the gap, and how fast it closed. And here's the catch you probably saw coming. You can't buy this car anyway. The 100% tariff on Chinese electric cars keeps the SU7 out of America completely. So you get to watch a phone company embarrass a legend, and you can't put one in your garage even if you tried. So why does a single lap time matter to you sitting in America, where you can't even buy the thing? Because for 100 years, beating Porsche meant being one of a tiny handful of companies on Earth with the skill to pull it off. A closed club. Now, a company best known for budget phones walked up and did it on attempt number 1. This was never really about one yellow car on a German track. It's about how fast the rules are rewriting themselves, and how little the old, famous names can do to stop it. The next company to humiliate a legend might be one that doesn't even build cars today. So I'll put it to you straight, no fence sitting. A phone company built a Porsche killer in 3 years. Is that genius, or is it terrifying for the West? And the question I actually want answered, if you had the money, and both were legal where you live, are you taking the Xiaomi or the Porsche? Pick one. Tell me why. I'm reading every single comment on this one. Because the badge on the hood used to mean something money couldn't buy. Turns out, it just hadn't been challenged by the right phone company yet.